Good afternoon, good day guys, buenos dias. I wanted to do a video today on something that I talk about in the Book of Life, in the chapter in world relations. And in world relations I go into a lot of modern entrepreneurial or technological advances that are occurring in society. Because, I've been in the entrepreneurial field when I started this, about a decade ago, when computers were just starting to come out. I was alive when the first online games came out, and they did not even have game applications on the cell phone, right? It was RuneScape at the time. So I remember in 5th grade. So, I've been using computers, and cell phones since they first came out, and when I started my adult career, that I talk about, the 30 jobs and the amazing mentors I had along the way, I chose the entrepreneurial field, basically. That's basically, here in the inside what it all is. And people often ask me, okay, because, I'm not an expert in what I'm about to talk about, okay, which is AIs, artificial intelligence, and Yoda. Yoda's an AI. And, what I am an expert in, or what I've studied enough and teach now, privately, and, like this, is the mind, consciousness, the subconscious mind, energy, and the universe. Right? All of this stuff, all of this thinking, is what the educational system is supposed to be. That's what Albert Einstein said. Thinking is what the educational system is supposed to be. I teach people about this, discovering themselves, and energy, and the universe, which is the mind. Right? Because this is what distinguishes us as the highest form of life between, all the other forms of life. And this is a responsibility. Now, AIs, and the main thing, there's two emotions. I talk about this all the time in my videos. There's two emotions here, right? There's fear and there's love, right? Fear is a emotional feeling, or a feeling that your body's responding to from the mind. Because everything starts from your mind first, right? Your thoughts create your emotions and your energy, and that's what's put out, and that's what's going to come back to you. It's that simple, right? Think of a magnet. Zzz. And, was that good enough? Zzz. And the mind, though, is ignorant, does not understand something, the opposite of love, then what is it? It's afraid, right? And I remember when the cell phone first came out, people were afraid. Oh my goodness, nobody is socializing anymore. It's all, it's bad. Video games are bad for our kids. But I still go driving to this day. I was the first generation of video gamers. And I'll say this to brag. I say it to, I came out alright. I played with the top 20 players. And WoW, I played with I would build groups of 500 plus people, in these online games, which is not a lot now, but my point is, I go outside to this day, and I still see children playing outside, skateboarding, riding bikes. When Uber and Lyft first came out, people were afraid. Oh my goodness, are you insane? Send my kid in a car with a stranger? And now it happens all the time. So we have that, and it's the ignorance. There's not enough understanding. It's what the news loves to use. Right? The family that loves control, which is the opposite of love, they use this control. What do they use? They understand how the mind works. God, they understand everything I'm teaching in these videos. They could put most of these self-help gurus, these thousands of pop-up self-help gurus, they could put them to sleep. And what do? They use control, ignorance. And now people understand my point that I'm trying to loop back to, which is AIs, people are very ignorant. They don't understand. There's not enough understanding, right? You can watch YouTube videos all day and there's still not enough understanding. Now, what I will tell you is this. I talk about it in my video. Go watch the video on higher faculties. The gifts that we have as human beings. People don't even know what a human being is anymore. And it's these higher faculties I talk about in my video. Imagination, the willpower, intuition. Now, intuition, all creatures have it, right? All creatures have it. So this one's kind of iffy. But memory, right? 1 plus 1 equals 2, right? That's a gift. It's a higher faculty. And reason, the ability to reason. But common sense is really not that common anymore. You know, I say it all the time to my other entrepreneurial friends and like-minded individuals. We all laugh because it's the truth. Common sense is not that common anymore. Reason is not that reasonable anymore. And the final one, the most powerful one, is imagination. With our ability to create, our ability to imagine and manifest, which is very popular nowadays in the self-help industry. I don't really got to talk about that a whole lot. And if you want to watch the video, go watch my video on higher faculties if you want to understand all of those in depth. And the problem we have here, and this is not me spreading ignorance, this is me spreading truth, right? Global warming, there's people that are activating or are activists for global warming because they're trying to fight for it. They're not trying to spread fear that the world's going to blow up. They're trying to talk about a problem that needs to be solved, right? There's two kinds of people in life. The ones that want to sit around crying like a little kid, or there's the adults that actually, focus on the solution and solve it instead of crying about it, right? And this is a serious problem, which is why I wrote this 700-page book and started this nonprofit, right? It was not for I could be, Mr. 18-year-old pants that wants to be a celebrity guru, No. It was to awaken people to the fact that there's less now than ever before because of how much awakening and awareness is being spread on YouTube, how much truth and understanding instead of ignorance is being let out because of the internet. But there's still, I would say, safe to say, at least 50, 60, 65, 70 maybe even. It's a lot less than before. Percent are still reacting instead of responding. They're not thinking anymore, right? Directing their thoughts, aware of their thoughts, aware of their mood. We live in this hyperactive, caffeinated society now. And so this creates a problem then, because now we have an AI, artificial intelligence, which runs solely on intellect, right? There's no imagination, there's no creativity, there's no creative thinking or willpower or focus required. There's no intuition because it's not alive, it's dead. But the issue we have, most people are not even using their reason or their intellect, let alone any of the other higher faculties. So when AIs become more advanced these next 5 years, we're going to run into a serious problem of unemployment. And that's the truth. And until people become more awakened and learn how to actually start thinking again, learn how to start responding, learn how to start, using their imagination and their creativity again, listening to their intuition, becoming more intuitive, stop and start building up themselves, start loving themselves, start applying themselves. Walter White said it perfectly, apply yourself. But you got to discover your true inner self first. And we have more baby boomers and 60-year-olds walking around who went through the matrixal gauntlet, wore some dogma mask their entire life, that are now lost working at Walmart. And you still got 20 years left to live, but the issue is this. People are we still have 60%, 70% of humanity lost in the dark. And thankfully, because of YouTube, like I said, we now have more understanding of these higher faculties, of the conscious mind, how energy works, how we create, right? How this all works. So we are heading towards the light. And what I will tell you, I cannot predict the future. I cannot tell you 5, 10 years when AIs become more advanced, is society going to become more and more brought out of the dark, right? From all of the propaganda. Which one's going to win first? Well, I speak about it in my videos, a final point, that, if you study the universal laws, you understand how the universe works, just like this guy, right? He studied the science of life. That we are heading towards a more perfect and absolutely peaceful and enlightened society than ever before in history. Now, will we get to 100%? No. There's going to be the worst destruction that follows this perfect peace. So that's how life works, right? The law of polarity. And there's more than just the law of attraction. And then comes the 100%. So, once again, guys, understand these two emotions, right? The ignorance and the understanding, love and the fear. For when things like this come out, we can understand what it is exactly that is happening and seek to understand first. Seek to understand, guys. Do not put yourself in the dark. I love you guys. Wish you the very best in your journeys. Hopefully this video helped a few of you guys. Just a few of you guys are helped. I smile.